Jalen Hurts needs to be recognized as a better quarterback than he is now.
Put a number on it. Top.
He's a top 5 guy now.
Who are you taking over him?
Oh man, I'll take any of the guys who didn't win the Super Bowl this year.
I had
in the AFC. I'll take.
I don't know what that means.
No, he's probably below Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. He's right there.
I have Mahomes, Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Hurts has done something that those guys just cannot do, and it's going to define their career. They can't beat Mahomes and Spags.
Yeah.
And
Tell you what, he's the best NFC quarterback. I
think he's the second best quarterback, or the third best quarterback overall. The only 2 quarterbacks that have beat Mahomes in the playoffs is Burrow and Hurts.
Yeah.
So he's the third best. I mean, we put a reel out, and there's a lot of like arguing about this, and it's a good conversation. But I just think like all of a sudden, it's kind of funny the way the conversation changes. Like all we hear about with Mahomes and Brady is like, well, the rings. They're chasing the rings. Like how many does Mahomes have now? Okay, well he's not at a certain number yet, so he's not the GOAT yet. And then now that Hurts won it, now it's all of a sudden, it's not about the rings. It's about the season stats.
Yeah.
Since when is the quarterback discussion in greatness about the season stats?
It hasn't been.
It's part of the conversation, but rings is the biggest thing. How do you play in that game?
I think you bring it up all the time, too. When we've seen Hurts be challenged, we've seen him rise up to the challenge for the most part. And I think, to me, that and rings usually does amount to their greatness.
Yeah.
And we've already seen Hurts go to 2 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls and play really well in both Super Bowls.
And he's outplayed the apparent upcoming GOAT.
Yeah.
And he's outplayed both of him in both games.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't know what the argument is for Allen and Jackson. Jackson puts up huge numbers every single year, but we know how it is.
Yeah.
When the games are the biggest,
yes,
he's not gonna. You could argue that he plays well. He plays well enough to win. He doesn't win those games.
He has,
just
exactly.
Doesn't.
He just hasn't. And,
so it's just, and he's had great defenses. He's had great offensive weapons. He's had great coaches. He's had everything, and he still doesn't win.
And I think a big thing too you've mentioned is think about his offensive coordinators. He's had 5 different offensive coordinators in the past.
You're talking about Hurts, yeah.
Yeah, Hurts, yeah.
Yeah, he's had different offensive coordinators. I mean, every single round this year. Well, Jordan Love is better than Hurts, so I'm gonna go with the Packers. Oh well, Jaden Daniels is better than Hurts, so I'm gonna go with the Commanders. Well, Mahomes is so much better than Hurts, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. It's just people just don't understand how to grade a quarterback. They want to look at a box score and be like, well, it fits in nice and neatly. No, it doesn't. Hurts knows how to win football games. We've seen that in the biggest moments.
Yeah.
And we're not going to change the freaking conversation now. If it's about winning with quarterbacks, then it's always about winning, not just when that supports your favorite quarterback.
Exactly.
Like it just, I don't get it anymore.
It has to be a consistent argument among all quarterbacks.
I mean, people, the mental gymnastics these people are going through to not give credit to Jalen Hurts is just like, you guys just look stupid. You all look like Nick right now. Like just admit it. He the 2 best rushing performances all time in the Super Bowl. I mean, he did not turning the ball over, making big plays. He made big plays with his arm. He faced Spagnuolo, who basically carried Mahomes to this Super Bowl in the first place. Torched him, absolutely torched him without a running game. Like, I don't know what else you have to see.
Yeah.
You just must not watch football.
I had an NFL page. I'll name some of the names he named. He named these quarterbacks better than Hurts.
You're really trying to piss me off today.
He named Kyler Murray.
Whoa.
He named Bryce Young.
Well, you gotta stop Kyler Murray. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah. Bryce Young.
He said Bryce Young.
We stopped that. That's not a real page. That's not a real page.
Those were just some of them.
Yeah.
I'll give one more name. He actually said 49ers quarterback.
Purdy, yeah.
Purdy.
I'm sure people are going to say all sorts of stuff, like crazy stuff.
It's
and it's
nuts.
just,
it's nuts.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you are listening to someone who has that kind of opinion,
Yep.
you probably just need to unfollow that page, stop listening to that podcast, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, all that to be
it's
said,
wild.
I put him in.
I'm not as high on Hurts as you are, but he's won a Super Bowl that you can never take away from him. He beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
This is why we want Eli Manning in the fucking Hall of Fame. He beat Tom Brady. Anytime you do this on the biggest stage in the world, you deserve to have talked about in the upper echelon.
Why would you pick Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson over him?
I think honestly for me, it's just individual. If I need to start a team right now, I'd probably just pick Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. But like I said, it's gonna be hard to argue against it because he has Super Bowl and he beat Patrick Mahomes, so it's gonna be tough. And all offseason,
let's not just put it just Super Bowl either. He also has a great body of work. He's also has an incredible winning percentage. Like who wins more games? I guarantee he's won more games than Josh Allen in the last 2 years. The last year was Last year was kind of hard. But even last year, he had a great record, like 13-3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, he wins as much as those guys. He doesn't throw for 40 touchdowns. So, like, people don't want to, but he rushed for 18 this year, and threw for another 18. Like, I just don't understand with these people.
I think the only argument for Allen and Jackson is because, like you said, their regular season success their overall statistics have been a lot better during the regular season than Hurts. I think that's why
you could put a lot of people in that category, though. Like, Jordan Love's probably in that category. I mean, C.J. Stroud's probably in that category.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's probably been in that category. That just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For quarterbacks, what matters is can you win the games when the lights are the brightest, when championships on the line? That's what matters for quarterback when it comes to greatness.
Yeah.
That's where the conversation's always been. And now, because people want to just do these gymnastics and try to jump around, saying that Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback, because for years they've said stupid things about him. Now they want to find a reason, and it's getting more and more ridiculous. And it's going to get more and more ridiculous until people just finally accept, oh, I think I was wrong with this guy. Props to Fantasy Footballers guy who came out and he did a whole tweet like, I was wrong with this guy. He's an elite quarterback.
Yeah, I to your point, I think he's at 5 for me. He's at 5 as far as in the NFL.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
hey,
you can have it. Your list. Dumbass list, but it's your list.
Joey, how high he cannot
He's
be?
number 3. He's number 3.
Okay. This is gonna be a conversation all summer. I can feel it. This is gonna be a Purdy Stroud
I don't know
thing.
what else he needs to do. He's been to 2 Super Bowls.
let me
Those
ask
guys
you.
haven't been to 1.
Let me ask you, in this context, same teams, would you rather want Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or who else would it be in the top 5?
Are you trying to win Super Bowls?
On that Eagles roster right now.
Team Jalen Hurts.
Really?
He's not going to lose the game for you. He's going to make big plays when you need him to. He's going to make big throws when you need to. When you're in the Super Bowl and you're going against the Chiefs who are trying to three-peat, you can say, hey, Jalen, we need you to throw this game. Can you do that? Sure, no problem.
Yeah,
Sure, I can do that as well.
This is gonna get crazy, folks. Buckle up.
Lamar Jackson, can you do that? No, I can't. Sorry. Oh, let's blame it on Mark Andrews. Josh Allen, can you do that? No, because it's cold up here. They haven't done it. Like the what-if quarterback defenders are going nuts this week. Because they look at their guy and they're enamored with their superhero quarterback. And these are great quarterbacks, but they're enamored with their superhero quarterback, and they want to think like, well, we know that Josh Allen could probably rattle off a couple Super Bowls if he needed to. Look, he hasn't. He hasn't won.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Let's just say they were all tied with 1 Super Bowl win each. Let's just say they have.
Let's just change the whole conversation.
I'm just saying.
Let's change history.
Let's just say they all were tied at 1. Would you still say the same thing? You'd still want Hurts over those other 2?
If they're all tied at 1?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like I don't know like what that question is. Like,
No,
let's
he's
just
saying
change all of history.
No, he's saying next year Josh Allen wins it. Are you still gonna think that he's better than
let's just
Josh
say
Allen?
Josh Allen. Let's just say Josh Allen.
Let's just say it.
Probably, yeah.
Really?
He's been to 3. He's won 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, would you? I guess you were saying him better right now. Like, I don't know what. So at what point then is Jalen Hurts ever gonna be better than those guys? He's just never. It's unattainable for Jalen Hurts
No, it is.
because he's already winning more.
Yeah.
He beat Patrick Mahomes. He's outplayed him twice.
It's
unattainable goals for Jalen Hurts to cross the threshold in a lot of people's mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's
think,
like impossible.
Yeah, I think it's just what it is. Most people they just compare rosters. So a big one I've seen, which I've agreed with and not agree with, is if you put Hurts on like I don't know.
I've seen it too. They're comparing the rosters, while Hurts had a great defense and a great running back. Well, Lamar Jackson came in with an 1,800-yard rusher.
Yeah.
Last year he came in with a great defense. And let's not pretend that Brady wasn't almost just he almost didn't just ride Spagnola's defense piggyback to a three-peat.
Mahomes.
Sorry. Mahomes and Brady. Did Brady not win great defenses as well?
Yeah.
Like, that's the stupidest argument I hear on the internet.
Yeah,
he had a great running back and a great defense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people have lost with those two. Do you think Hurts is like
That's
that just
fair. No,
doesn't
that's
make
fair.
any sense
That's
to me?
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
If Mahomes would have won and he would have a crap game after a crap season and the defense would have carried him to a three-peat, it would have been all about, well, Mahomes is a GOAT.
Okay.
He just did a three-peat. No one would have said, oh, he's a great defense.
So your overall argument for it is just that he is more clutch and he is more of a winner than those other.
He wins. He plays great. He doesn't turn the ball over.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know what else you need to do.
That's fair. That's fair.
He doesn't win the MVP. I'm pretty close to just treating the MVP like the Pro Bowl. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think
who can put up the video game numbers? Cool. Great.
Yep.
Ask Manning if he wants those numbers or another title.
Yeah, that's
You're not legitimized as a Hall of Fame all-time great quarterback unless you win a Super Bowl. I don't care how many times you led the league in passing. It's just true. You chase titles.
Yeah. Yep.
You chase titles.
That's true.
Jalen Hurts said it. Money's good. Championships are better. You brought this up. You brought this up.
I wouldn't have brought it up. I knew this was going to be.
I'm glad you brought it up. 'Cause America needs to know.
Yeah. Another thing is that the
Felt like Bernie Mac right there.
looking back at